practice 6, the lies that we dig up. Okay, so we've become aware that God is speaking to us. He's teaching us something. We've invited accountability into that. We're now sitting in grace and truth around a table with someone that we love and we trust. And we are going to dig into, okay, this is what God's showing me. And this is where I really am. Why am I not here? What needs to happen in my life? What do I need to repent from? So that I can realign myself with what God is doing and move naturally from that space where He is. And so practice 6 is about the lies that we dig up. What we're going to do in this one today is we're just going to introduce the 3 lies. And then each session, the next 3 weeks, you're going to dig deeper into what those lies represent. But you need to go back to the story at the beginning in Genesis with me. I know that we've touched on this a few times here or there, but this is where it was all represented the most, significant security and belonging. So Adam and Eve were put in the garden and they were given significance. They were completely secure and they 100% belonged. And we see in their first interaction with the devil, we see their significance, their security, and their belonging at play. So even though they were in there and they were living from all of these things, the enemy of their souls came to them and he caused them to question their significance. He caused them to question and doubt their security, and he caused them to wonder if they really belonged. And because he was able to get them to question those 3 things, he then was powerful enough to convince them to move their posture away from a place of security, significance, and belonging into a place where they believed they needed something other than what they had so that they were significant, so that they would be secure, and so that they would belong. Look at how this plays. So the serpent comes to Eve. Did God really say this? Do you really have this? Do you really believe this? What if you knew this? Begins to ask questions that would put her in a place of gosh, am I really significant? Is the job that He's given me, is it good enough? Is there more for me? Do I need something other than what I have? Gosh, am I really secure? If I can have all of this fruit, but I can't have this apple, does this apple offer me something that all of these other things don't offer me? Do I really belong? Is there a way for me to know more than what I know right now? Would I be different? Would I be better if I sat at a different table other than the table that the Lord has sat for me? And so because the enemy was able to convince Eve and Adam to question these 3 things, he was able to convince them to pivot their posture and begin to live for something rather than living from something. So when we live for significance, we believe the lie that we need to do more. If I just did more, if I just had this title, if I just proved myself in this way, if I just achieved this, if I just accomplished this. When we live for security, we believe the lie that we need to have more. Once I get this, once I get here, once I have this much money in savings, once I pay off this bill, once I have this possession in my hand, once I have these relationships around the table. When we live for belonging, we believe the lie that we need more. We need to be more. We need to be more. So maybe if I just act this way, maybe if I was just more gentle, maybe if I was just more present, maybe if I just do something more as a person, if I'm a different person, then maybe I get to be around this table. If I just stop this and I just start that, then I'll belong. Then I'll be a part of what it is that I'm a part of. The problem with all of these things is we actually were created significant. We were created secure, and we were created in belonging. Because of God, because of Him, and under His paradigms, we are always secure, right? He withholds no good thing. He clothes the lilies and the flowers of the fields. Of course, He would take care of us. We don't have to worry about our tomorrow because He's planned our tomorrows. We are completely significant. He knows every hair on our head. He knows our thoughts before we think them. He knows what we say before we say it. He's deeply invested in our significance and in who we are, and we belong. We're invited to be a part of His family. He doesn't have favorites. He doesn't have a different seat for other people because they belong more than we belong. He loved all of us so much that He gave His Son to die for us. And so we get to be a part of the table because He chose us, not because of anything that we've done or not because of anything that we haven't done. There's nothing that we can do that makes us fit more fully around the table than recognizing who he already is and what he's already done. So these 3 lies are the lies that we will get tripped up on again and again and again. Either my significance, am I really good enough? Have I done enough? My security, do I have enough? Am I going to be okay? Is life going to work out? Or my belonging? Do they love me? Do they accept me? Am I a part? Do I have a seat? Those 3 things are going to be the biggest temptations that we deal with in all of life, again and again and again. And you'll see them play out over and over again in your lives. And you won't even recognize it until you begin to dig down by asking yourself questions in discipleship, by bringing people into your space and asking questions of curiosity that help you recognize why you're doing what you're doing. There's a reason behind everything that we do. What's going on inside of us drives what's coming outside of us. And so getting into that space, digging into the whys is where discipleship happens. Understanding, oh, I'm doing that because I want you to like me. Oh, I'm doing that because I really want that job title on my door. I'm doing that because, gosh, I just really want this amount of money in my bank account so that I feel safe, so that I feel secure. Recognizing that we're doing something for something rather than doing it from something changes the opportunity for us to surrender and trust in the goodness and the provision of the Father.